welcome back to Green Pro. In this video I'm going to show you how to use our new heat pump quick quote tool. So the purpose of the tool is that it will give your customers an instant indication of what they can expect to pay for their heat pump install. The inquiries will then come straight through to your account. You can see the details that have been put in, you can see what they've been quoted, and then you can follow that up with the customer. So to enable the quick quote tool on your account, you just need to go onto your EasyMCS dashboard, and you'll see below your projects button, you've just got this new button here that says get more leads. So if we click on there, you can see here we've got this button to enable the quick quote tool. So if we click on there, it will bring us through to the config page. So if we start at the top, up here you've got the link which gives you access to your quick quote tool. So you might put this in a button on your website, post it to your social media, email it to customers, whichever way you prefer. So then we just need to check these details here, so company name, email address, website, and the company address as well. And then it's pulled the logo through from the account, and then it's also chosen a colour theme based on that. If you want to change it, then there's different colours that you can use here. You can then define a service area if you want to. If you don't, then it will let customers in any location get a quote. If you want to set an area, if you just click yes, it'll set your location based on your company address, and then you can choose either miles or kilometres on here and just type in the radius that you want to set. And then basically if a customer falls outside of this radius, it will just say we're not currently serving customers in your area. If we scroll down, we've then got the design flow temperatures, so you can have different temperatures depending if it's radiators only, a combination of radiators and underfloor heating, or underfloor heating only, so you can just select these from the drop down. Then need to select the outdoor temperature, so the design temperature percentile. You can either have 99% or 99.6%. If you use 99.6%, it will give a lower design temperature, so you will get a higher heat loss for the property. You then just need to type in the length of the workmanship warranty. Then if we scroll down, we can start to add in our heat pumps. So you just click add equipment, find the equipment that you need in the drop down. Then you just need to add your pricing on the right hand side. And then you just need to scroll down and add in your cylinders and the pricing for those as well. And then if we scroll down a bit further, we've got some pricing options. So it asks first if you want to provide an estimate if there's no wet system currently in the property. So if you say yes, you can add an additional cost where there's no existing wet system. If you say no, it won't provide the customer with a quote. It will ask them to get in touch with you directly. So you can add in a price for a brand new radiator, a replacement radiator, an additional cost if there's no existing cylinder, but this doesn't include the price of the new cylinder. So we've got that additional cost if there's no existing wet system there. Any additional fixed costs that you want to apply. And then you need to enter the assumed distance between the outdoor unit and the cylinder. So we'll just say 10 meters. It then asks if you want to display the quote as a range. So if you say no, it will just give them one price. If you say yes, you can then decide how big you want that range to be. So we'll just leave that at 10%. You can then set your quote preferences. So if there's certain property types that you don't want to serve, then you can untick them on here and it won't provide them with a quote. So you might not want to do mid-terraces or flats, for example. You then just need to enter how long you want to keep the inquiries for in there. You can set your notification preferences here. So if you want to be notified when someone requests a call back, then you can click yes and then add in an email address for those notifications to go to. And then at the bottom, it just asks if you want the quote tool to ask for the customer's details before they get to see the quote or after they've seen the quote. And then you can also select if you want to have both contact types as required, or you can have one or the other. And then if we click save, that's the configuration complete. So then if we scroll up to the top and click this link, it will take us through to the quick quote tool. So this is what your customer will see. They first just need to pop in their postcode, click find, and then just find their address in the list. If the property's got an EPC, then it'll tell you here. You can use the EPC information, but if it's not got one, or if you know that this is outdated, then you can just select to do it manually. It just means you'll have to answer a few more questions. So you just need to answer if it's an existing home or if it's under construction. It then asks if there's an existing hot water tank. If you click yes, then that's fine. If they say no, then it's going to ask them if they've got space to install one. If they say yes, again, that's fine. But if they say no, it's going to tell them you're going to need one. We're going to need the space for one. And if they say not sure, then it says you are going to need one, but we can help you have a look at that. And then the last question on here, do you intend to extend or remodel in the next year? If they say yes, it's basically going to ask them to fill this in to the finished product. So you know that any heat pump that it suggests is going to cover the whole finished house. If we continue, we just need to select the property type at the top. So this is a semi-detached house. How many bedrooms has it got? It pulls through these from the EPC, so it's got these little indicators here that's where these values have come from. So it pulls through the floor area, the date of the build, and the current heating fuel. It'll then ask how the customer heats their home. So if they were to select storage heaters or no emitters at this point, it'll recognise that there's no wet system in there currently. So it can either stop them at this point or it will apply that additional fixed cost that we put on the config screen. How many radiators are in the home? So it will use the answer to this question and it will combine it with the date of the build to decide how many replacement radiators it thinks are going to be needed in this property. So if we continue, it's just going to ask the customer for their contact details in here. If we click continue again, it's then brought up the suggested heat pump from the range that we entered in the config screen. It's given them an estimated total installation price, so it gives them the price before the bus grant, and then this total price at the top is once that's been taken off. If we go in the what you get drop down, it lists here what's included and what's not included. So it's giving them the heat pump, the cylinder, the warranties. It suggested one replacement radiator for this property. And then over here, we've got the not included list as well. And then we've just got some assumptions over here. So it's assumed that the distance between the heat pump and the cylinder is less than 10 meters. There's no pipe upgrades in there. And it's assuming that the customer is eligible for the bus grant as well. And then we've just got some nice CO2 savings here at the bottom. So if the customer wants to go ahead, they're going to request a call back here. It's got the details there. I'm going to ask you to contact them. So this has requested a call back. So if we now head over to our toolkit account, you'll see down the left hand side here, you've got this inquiries tab. So if we click into there, the inquiry has come through to here. It's got the customer name, address, the total cost, and when the inquiry was submitted. So if we just click into here, you've got all the customer information here at the top. You've then got your recommended heat pump and cylinder, the total installation cost, and then it's given you your annual space and water heating demands here as well, and then your radiators at the bottom. Then you've got all your property details in here. So if you get in touch with the customer, they decide they want to go forward, you then know you need to go out and do your full heat loss calculations. So you can just go down here to create project. It'll disappear from your inquiries, and then if we go up here into projects, it's set it up here for us. It's given it a reference, it's got the customer name and the address in there. And then if we click into here, go on to our tools, it's added all the tools that we're going to need in here as well, ready to do our full heat loss. So that is the heat pump quick quote. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you have any questions, then please do get in touch with your consultant.